All right, everybody. A moment I've been actually waiting for a while. I'm Mike Theophil. Jake Healy, my brother's usually here. We have Tony behind the switcher today. Hey, Tony.
Oh, I don't have a camera on me right now. I forgot Renee moved it.
All right, and then to my left is you are a freelance camera operator for numerous companies. You are a professor at a university, and you are president of a company.
I am.
And you are the one, the only, Brian Thorne.
It's quite the intro.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's good to be here.
All right, everybody. A moment I've been actually waiting for a while. I'm Mike Theophil. Jake Healy, my brother's usually here. We have Tony behind the switcher today. Hey, Tony.
Oh, I don't have a camera on me right now. I forgot Renee moved it.
All right, and then to my left is you are a freelance camera operator for numerous companies. You are a professor at a university, and you are president of a company.
I am.
And you are the one, the only, Brian Thorne.
It's
quite the intro.
Thank you.
you.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's good to be here. It's amazing. I've seen this place a lot, right on camera, but to be in it, it's a great spot. Awesome outside, just a great vibe, and you guys have done a really great job in here. So
Thank you.
yeah, it's good to be here.
Thank you. So yeah, you know what it is, guys. We just talk, we just hang. And Brian, to me, I don't usually call him Brian. But Brian to me is someone who, when I was at a crossroads in my life, I'd say 2016, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I didn't know what direction I wanted to head in life. And my brother, shout out Jake, said, I want you to meet my friend, Brian Thorne. I think he'll help you. And I was like, all right. So he's like, you know, it's for school wise. And I me and school are no-goes. And I decided to meet you. It was on campus. You took me on a little tour of SHU, and I actually didn't come to school.
Yeah, I remember.
I waited. I just wasn't in the right headspace. But then 2018, I decided to enroll. And from day one, I've told you this so many times, you, Paps, and Miller, your words are just seeped into my head and is a reason why I'm even sitting here, to be honest, with Tony and Renee and everybody here. So thank you. And thank you for coming in today, because I've been so giddy all day. Ask them, waiting for you to get here, because I just wanted you to know, like, you know, everything you guys taught us, we've been listening, and we thank you.
Oh, it's great, man. Why you were special from a instructor's perspective, to have somebody, right? I remember you came to visit and you looked around and you seemed really interested, and then you didn't come, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, he seemed like this is something he really wants to do and he's really committed to, and then you didn't come. Understanding now why you didn't, and then I think what it was then when you showed up, I think that 2 years was a good thing, because when you showed up, I don't think we've had anyone take advantage of the program, the building, every resource in there as much as you. So it was almost like that, because you didn't just, walk through, sign up, do your year, get your master's and get out of there. I mean, you really kind of had to fight for it, and then once you got there, you took advantage of everything. So, I wish we had more yous. I wish we had more Theophils. Well,
we at my class, I think we did.
Yeah.
We did. Tony and Gino, especially, you guys know who they are. You guys see them on the Sports Report and Screen Time all the time. Those two specifically, and PJs and all those of the world. But yeah, I thank you.
Yeah. We had a good time. That was a good year.
It was.
It's like, graduate classes are like a fine wine. They have like different years.
Yeah.
There's good years and there's some mediocre years.
Yeah. And then over the years, they just get better, the relationships.
Oh, absolutely.
But I have a question. I'm curious how you actually, I've always kind of wondered. I remember you telling me when we were doing Bellator that one time that your brother was a big part of it, helping you and stuff with camera work, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm just actually curious how Brian Thorne started getting into the camera operating world, because I fell in love with it, you know, more so. I love camera work, but I really fell in love with it, you know, with you and stuff, and the gunslinging like mindset of going out and doing all these shows and stuff. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. You know, I was fortunate. I grew up around really creative people. So my middle brother, especially, he's a musician, and all of his friends were musicians. And
Are you the youngest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're all like 3 years apart. And my oldest brother was a big athlete, and my middle brother, again, just a tremendous. I mean, he's the sickest drummer in the world, but he could just pick up a guitar and play it, sit down at a piano. And so I was always around these creative people, and at any moment, a full-on concert would start or like a jam session. But I have zero musical talent whatsoever. Zero.
Right.
Like not any. So I needed a way to be involved with them. So I finally figured out, like, I grabbed the camera and I started filming
them.
That was kind of my way. Yeah. I was like, oh, then I could be part of the action. You know, I could be the documentarian. You know, and I started. So, I mean, literally it was 4th or 5th grade. And then in middle school, I started making movies. And at the time it was like tape to tape editing. So I had an uncle that taught at Fairfield Ward. At the time it was before the combination. Yeah. And then before the split again, it was.
Yeah. It's like, they keep doing that. Can you stop?
So like, it was great. So we would just like film. I think I was in 8th grade, and we made like a murder mystery. And it's like, you know, it's laughably bad to look back on it, but it was really, you know, it was the first time it got cameras started getting different angles, started like 16 different takes of the same thing. And yeah, that's how I got the camera in my hand specifically. Kept making movies all the way, you know, through my, you know, we've made a Jesus sci-fi flick in San Francisco. We made a Western in Westport, which is absurd. You know, just like really bad movies, but you learn from everything.
Yeah.
You know, and you actually start to figure out the best takes were ones that were accidental. You set a shot, you do it 15 times, and then it was like the 16th time that nobody was paying attention. It was the best one. So you start to realize certain things, or maybe you put the camera on the ground and all of a sudden you see a different angle and you're like, oh, that's way better than what I originally thought. So,
right.
But just getting involved in that collaborative process like that's how it started. So that's how the camera gets into the hand, is because I can't play an instrument.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was your instrument.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say that I have not met someone who not only knows like the camera, but any type of camera, you know how to get in the settings, you know how to fix everything, you know, whatever it takes, you got it. So that's dope. But then what happened? Like, what's going on like with work? Like when you got older in high school, you're going to school. What school did you go to college at? You know, like.
Well, I didn't. So, you know, and it's funny. I'll tell you, one of the reasons I avoided coming in here is because I wanted to talk to you about real things, like real life. And then I thought, you know, knowing some of the viewers of your podcast, I thought, you know, there's a part of my story that I'd never gotten into with students, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I obviously thought a lot about it before I came here. So the end of high school was when the beginnings like of my problem started, right? So obviously how I know certain people that you know.
Right, of course.
Yeah. You know, I started doing all the wrong things. And so I didn't actually finish, like I didn't start college right after high school.
Yeah. And I know how that is. Trust me, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It took me like 2.5, 3 years to go to undergrad.
Yeah. So by the time I did go to school, I basically started actually started Housatonic.
Me too.
Yeah, you know.
How's the chronic,
Yeah,
baby?
absolutely.
Let's go.
We got tats.
Dude, me and Jake are always like, we always shout out Housatonic because it's like the school that started it for us. I swear.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was great.
It was the best. Honestly, besides Sacred Heart for me, it was the best educational experience because those professors, I don't know, I think it seems like it was the same with you. They actually cared about you.
Oh yeah,
they cared, and that's all I needed, honestly.
Oh, I mean, I tell a lot of people to do your first 2 years there because you know you can transfer to any school
and free.
Yeah, and all of our teachers were from SHU, UB,
Yale,
Fairfield U,
literally
Yale.
all of it.
Couldn't be accurate.
Yep.
You know, so you're kind of yeah. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that too much, but
no, but it's not. It's fine.
I'm saying do your last 2 years and get your master's degree somewhere else.
Exactly.
Like, do your first 2 years.
Because you know how it is. You're young. You don't know what you want, really. Like a lot of 17, 18-year-olds they don't, by the time they turn 21 even, they're a completely different person.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's what happened was when I went to Sacred Heart, that was where I ended up. And I got a scholarship to go there. And I remember saying, hey, what's the major that I get a camera and I can run around campus and just be free to be creative? And they pointed me over at Jim Castingay and they said, that's your guy, and I went there and he was just so, at the time I had already committed to going to Quinnipiac. And then it was like in the 11th hour, I decided Sacred Heart was, I liked the whole, it was Golda and Miller and Jim Castingay, and I was like, yeah, these are creative people that are going to let me do whatever, and right, they let me do whatever.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. Yeah.
I know it's I mean, nothing's changed at Sacred Heart. Honestly, it was epic. It's epic. Go there, everybody. After your first 2 years at OC,
it's amazing. It really, yeah. After your first 2 years, then
you'll know you're ready for the pioneer way.
So. Yeah, it was hard not to fall in love with that place.
Yeah. So did they have SCM then?
They didn't. So what happened was I got into Final Cut Pro and I was editing. And then after I graduated, I knew the program, I would say just as well as, if not better than some of the professors there. So they wanted to introduce an advanced editing program, an advanced editing class. So they said, hey, would you come back and teach like Final Cut Pro 2? I was like, all right. Came back, one class, one semester. That's it. Just as an adjunct. And I did it for the money, and I had no idea. I instantly fell in love with it. Instantly. Being on a university campus with people that are just kind of young, excited about life, vibrant, energetic. And it's kind of very different than some of the production world where you can meet some people that are old.
Literally the opposite.
Jaded, crusty.
Yeah.
So I instantly fell in love with it and then started teaching, 3 classes every semester. And then SCM launched 2014.
So when did you go to SHU?
Oh, a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were teaching for a while before.
I taught 7 years as an adjunct. And now I think we are about to be in our 7th year as a full-time grad
program. Cool.
Yeah. So it was like a slow build. So yeah.
And then, so how did, like when you were, because you do a lot of freelance work, as a camera operator, and what made you fall in love with that? Like, what made you fall in love with that sound? Not in studio. Yeah. People don't. There's a difference. Everybody. He's not in studio. He technically is in an outdoor studio sometimes when it's for the golf network or whatever. But, yeah, how'd you like get into that and fall in love with that? Because I feel like you love it.
Oh yeah, it's because when I went to school, I thought I wanted to be a film director. Right. So I was big into like Tarantino films or, and I was like, oh, I want to be a film director. Like, this is going to be awesome. Right. And then you realize you and everybody else thinks they're going to be a film director. And you're like, oh, like, I'm just like, and what it was that setting the shot for my senior thesis. We made this movie called Los Primos. It means the cousins.
Thank you. I actually didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. It's based on a theory called the cousin theory, which is basically like every family has one cousin in that family that's really off. Like that's like the cousin. And if you can't think of the cousin, then you're the cousin. It's like every family's got one.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking of mine.
Yeah. Well, my family has a couple qualifiers. We call qualifiers, but we have one that, he's definitely the cousin. So
I don't think my family has any. I don't know.
Oh, it's
that
you.
Means you're the cousin.
Oh no,
no.
You are. You definitely are.
I think I am. Honestly,
twisting that mustache.
Yo, all the time, dude, like clockwork.
So we did it, and it was great, but it was one of those things that took so long to film, and you just set a shot, and again, it's take 1, take 8, take 9, take 16, and everyone's just getting hungry.
Yeah, literally.
When the very first live event I did, I fell in love with, it's like you set it up, you rehearse it. It's kind of that hurry up and wait. But then when it happens, that's it.
Yeah.
Right. That's the moment. They're not going to stop and reset. You have that one moment, and the adrenaline off that is so much different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so by the time, I was super fortunate that I kind of got fast forwarded, but by the time I was on a field at a Super Bowl, you realize it's like, this is it. This is the Super Bowl. It's going to start here. It's going to end here. And there's no there's no stopping.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Even
Yeah.
if, right. So if the lights go out, if the audio goes down, if cameras start, if the switcher goes down, it doesn't matter. The show has to go on. And so it's that adrenaline, that boost that I was like, forget movies, forget, TV, forget studio. Like, I want to be at the event because you got one shot to do it. And it's that adrenaline that I love. Yeah. I love, like, when you get a tally light, and you know that whoever's watching, right, is watching your shot.
Yeah.
There is this weird adrenaline.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The first time it happened to me, I almost passed out.
Where was it?
I was at the Travelers in Hartford. That's how I got into golf. I was on as a local, it was like,
Yeah, like,
hey,
we need extra guys.
we need
Yeah.
a camera guy that
Yep.
lives in Connecticut that can
Mhm.
drive. And I was
Yep.
like, okay. So I got there, and I remember the very first tally I got, I had like a black and white viewfinder, and there's like these 4 little red lights that go off, and I started feeling lightheaded. I was like, and then it went off, and it stopped, and somebody said, "Oh man, it's the red light fever. It happens to people." And I was like, "Oh, I felt much better." But there was something about that idea, like if you were watching, NBC Golf or whatever, that you were seeing that shot.
It's nothing like it.
It's weird. Yeah,
It's
so
cool. It's a very cool feeling. I obviously haven't done anything like you have, but even just like the little stuff, like the Bellators and the football games locally. It's I know, right?
The Bellator so little,
No, it was like, I know his work was great. I mean,
It was cool.
they loved you. And then again, what was cool about being in the venues, I could see your work because that was right.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
were putting it on the
Yep. I was
the
the
big
talent
screens.
cam for outside the
Mm.
ring when, like, the fighters were taking a break or whatever.
Oh, that would make me the most nervous. Knowing
That
that,
was mad fun.
knowing that
dude.
Thorne is looking at my shot, that makes me more nervous
Oh,
than
no,
anyone
no.
else.
Dude, you never get nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you're I'll talk you up later.
Oh, it sounds
Am I allowed
good.
to talk
Yeah.
him up during
Oh,
your
of
show?
course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
It's our show.
I
Mike
mean-
specifically told me there's nothing about me.
We're doing
during this
like
episode.
SNY broadcasts, and you're switching, and my calls are 50% insane sometimes, but you know how to read what I'm saying. Sometimes, like, I'll look at what's in preview, where I'm going, which I love. Like, you'll just have things lined up, or if it's a basketball game, when I want to take that, the hoop, or it's like, but sometimes I'll just like throw total curveballs at him.
Oh.
And he never, he's never like rolled in a commercial, like instead of a highlight
Or like
package.
banners from 3 years ago.
The frozen shot. And yeah, no, but that's what I like. I mean, I think you've seen it too. It's like, that's what I love. And you've been on the headset. Like, it's that adrenaline that 3.5 hours goes by like that. You know what I mean? It's
crazy.
Like a blink of an eye, and your body should be sore from like standing that long, or
The
like,
camera on your shoulder
Yeah.
if you're handheld.
right? But you don't like feel it. You feel it after.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But during, you don't feel it. It's it really is the best. And I was talking to somebody about it this morning. The fact that you don't go to an office, and I say that as I love this place because this is not an office.
Right,
This
right.
is cool as hell. It's a hangout.
Yeah.
But it's like that idea that, right, tonight I'm going to Bellator. I'm flying straight from Bellator to San Diego for the US Open. I'll fly straight back to a Bellator. Then it's like Dallas for some LPGA, and then I'm going to England for the Open Championship. I mean, your office is just constantly on the move. So, I mean, there's obviously good and bad for that, but
And I feel like that lifestyle is just, it's not for everyone.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
for everyone, but if you do love that lifestyle,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I loved it. There was nothing like going, you get your whole everything paid for, like you're in another area. You usually have some time, maybe like a couple hours here and there to do stuff if you want, but obviously you could be too tired or whatever, but it's a great time. It's just on the go too.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
yeah.
You know?
If you're young, especially, it's
Yeah.
it's a good time to.
What's I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. They kind of go together. One is best experience being a camera operator, and then worst. Because I know I've heard you say Lambo in December isn't fun or whatever.
Well,
November isn't fun or whatever,
It is
after
yeah.
the first time.
There's a reason that, like, right, I love golf. I don't love the sport of golf.
Right,
I actually don't golf,
Yeah.
but I do like working golf because it is always in some, right. You're not going to end up somewhere really cold or somewhere really bad, or you are going to end up in a really pristine or beautiful place. And so, I don't know, you know what, this year, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic, but this year I've had some really good experiences. So this year I was at the draft, and
Which one?
NFL draft.
Okay.
And I was working, there was all these sets going on, but I was working this NFL live set and it was an ABC set. So we were actually on ABC, not ESPN. So they do different shows now and everything. So that to me was a really different experience. And I don't know if it's because we haven't seen people in so long, but vaccinated people were allowed in and they were packed into this area. And so, you know, we had steady cam running by them and people screaming, and it felt like the world was back to normal. So first, that was like it was a great experience being at the NFL draft, being part of the ABC, you know, set show, and also having people back. So that was really kind of, it was exciting, you know. And then they had musical guests. They had like Kings of Leon and
Nice.
unfortunately MGK.
I thought you were a fan.
He looked like a turnip. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, I thought he was like a rapper. I didn't know
he went
turned
like
into
country rock or
Blink-182.
something.
Yeah,
right?
like It
don't know.
He's
sounded
all over the place. I don't know.
is.
It seriously sounded like they ripped off Blink-182 like from 20 years ago. He's just, you know, singing about like his high school girlfriend, and I was like, oh, this is like, yeah. But anyway, I digress.
Worst.
Well, so let's
No, let's get into this. I want to dive deep into this.
Deep into MGK.
MGK and the problem. So like, you know, it's and then I just came from the PGA Championship, and on Sunday I actually I had some shots that got on there that I had to work for. And so it's one thing, like when you are running, I had 2 people helping me out a lot, but you know, there was a lot of, at the 18th green, all the fans filled in and kind of blocked a lot of things that were happening. And so I repositioned. I kind of, again, didn't ask. I kind of just went and did something, you know, hoping that it was okay. And I got my camera on some sticks and I got some really great shots of like Phil hugging his brother and everything like that. And you know, when you get, again, tallies there, you feel good about like you went above and beyond, you got creative and somebody noticed. So, you know, I don't know if there's a single moment that stands out, but it seems like this year, and again, I don't know if it's because it's just so recent, those have been the good moments that I've remembered from this year.
Nice.
I mean, bad moments, I've never had any on camera, so I don't know.
No, not even just that, just like
I'm just kidding.
where it's been like a shit experience.
Yeah. No, there honestly so many that I can't remember that. There's been shows where I thought, like, the second this show's over, the director's going to come out of the truck and he's going to be like, you're fired, don't come back tomorrow, you're never coming back. Like, I was sure of it. Like there have been shots, you know, I can think of very specific things, like one, you know, like when I was shooting a fight stopped, there was a stoppage for some reason, and the ref gets together with a fighter. And I have like a tight shot, right? Take the shot, got this tight shot of their faces, and then they split apart. And I followed like the ref, and then the director's like, why are you following the ref? You know what I mean? Follow the fighter. What's wrong? You know what I mean? Those are those moments. And so I think you have to get really thick skin in the sense of, you know, when you get blasted on a headset, there's 100 people listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So especially if they use your name, it's better if they just use your camera. If they're like, oh, camera 1, what are you doing? But if they're like, Brian, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh God. And, you know, and then for the next 3 hours, you're stewing in it. You're sitting in it. You're like, oh, this is a nightmare. And then you're sure when you get back, they're going to be like, you just won't be called back. The reality is that they don't care.
They don't care. No,
They don't care.
They're just in the heat of it.
They had 17 other problems during the show, right? Graphics went down for 3 minutes. The replay machine got frozen. The you know, they're annoyed with something the producer wanted them to do. They forgot to roll in a billboard, whatever it may be. You realize that there were so many other things happening that you know, and then I've even played back things for viewers from NFL games with a whip pan or some kind of like snap zoom. And I'm like, oh, did you see it? You know? And they're like, no. And then I slow it down. I'm like, did you see it? And they're like, yeah, but I don't care. Right? Casual viewers don't care.
Yeah, I know.
But when you're in sports television, we look at every little thing that we do.
It's insane, especially now when I'm at the bars. Forget about it. Watching sports on TV, it's over. I don't look at it the same.
Yeah, I'll ask you, right? Do you watch things differently now?
Oh, I can't. I'm like, and me and Tony will be sitting down and just be like, what is this producer? What's this director
Honestly,
thinking?
dude, it happens so many times during the Met games. I
Yeah.
feel the SNY broadcasts are not very good,
Slacking, dude.
which is probably why they want to take it on broadcast.
You know what it is that, yeah, I think it's because they were using I think they were using a different tier,
Right. I don't know if this was COVID or something,
I
right?
think maybe
But there's like whip pans left and right and bad cuts, jump cut, like whatever it is. I'm like, wow. Like,
yeah. But
surprised.
I think the
Cutting in the middle. Sorry, like
Yeah.
just the show. Remember, like, I forgot what sport we were watching, and all of a sudden, it just in the middle of the game, just goes to commercial.
Oh yeah, that happened to a basketball game. I think it was a Knick game.
Yeah, Nick playoff game just goes straight to
In the
commercial
middle of
in the middle of the play,
really,
And it was like during a shot.
and then they just came back.
One commercial comes on and they come back.
you know,
Oh wow, okay.
I think it's good to say that even during an SNY NEC broadcast, we never rolled a commercial in the middle.
Yeah.
no,
Play.
never.
Thank
Like,
God.
Yeah,
Playoff game 2. Knicks haven't been in since 2013.
that's crazy.
Free throws. Let's just cut to commercial real quick, guys. This is the time.
There was like a sponsor that was really
Yeah.
upset they hadn't gotten their time. And they're like, who cares about free throws? Get it in, or we're
Yeah.
not getting paid. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, probably. But yeah, so what do you got coming in the future? You don't want to make movies at all? Tell them anything? You don't want to
No.
try anything?
I have a Netflix series coming.
No way.
Do you?
No, I'm in the middle of writing one, and I'm gonna try to.
There we go. Nice.
So,
You get all the latest here on
Is it like
Yeah.
Los Hermanos or something?
It's called
Hermanos.
spin-off of
Yes.
Breaking Bad?
Hermanas y Hermanos. Yes. No, it's actually Los Tios. We've moved on from the cousins
Uncles?
to the uncles. Yes. That's Sus Padres.
Yeah.
Only on Netflix.
Tu madre.
Yeah. It's yeah. I actually
Any sneak peeks on what it's going to be?
sure. Yeah, I would love it.
Alright,
And I'll
cool.
tell you, I mean, I completely got the idea from Orange is the New Black. So
Great show.
I watched Orange is the New Black and I loved it.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought a lot about it after. And I thought, right, why does the series have to be the way it is? Why does Piper have to be the central character, right?
Mhm.
Is it a jail story? It's not a jail story.
No.
So to me, it's a fish out of water story.
Right.
And there was a like a 1-year period of my life where I lived something very similar to that.
To Pipers.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was even crazier
Than
than that
that?
situation.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's I think enough time has gone past that I can talk about it. But
Yeah.
in the late 90s, I lived in a facility that is no longer doesn't exist anymore. It was called Daytop, and it was in Newtown.
Daytop.
It was in Fairfield Hills Hospital grounds. Have you ever been there? It's like
It's-
The Shining.
They have a bunch of abandoned.
Yep,
yes,
that's it.
and in the
That's it.
back they have like a brand new like basketball facility.
Yes, it was
So-
before the brand new basketball. Right. So,
They still left everything up though. Do you have to drive to like?
oh yeah, it's crazy. They filmed the movie Sleepers there. So they
Wow.
filmed. So what it was this hospital ground that had maybe 30 different buildings. These brick buildings, just like,
Dude.
and they used to do like lobotomies and like it was for like the mentally insane. Like I'm sure hundreds of people have died there. Right?
Yeah, have to.
And they slowly shut down one by one, and then there are all these tunnels underneath connecting them because they used to have like a central, they used to cook and then they used to like golf cart these, food around. So I know they
I'll
filmed.
take you.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know
Sleepers
if
there.
I want to go.
No, it's a cool place to just check out.
Yeah,
It's
it is. So you can actually find things on YouTube about that. People have gone in the buildings and they're like, they hear noises and they're like haunted. So you can
Mhm.
see that too.
Like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely look.
Like, yeah, somebody went in there with their dog and like their dog comes like bolting down like past them and you just hear like noises. It's so
Yeah,
when
I'll stay here. You guys can go. All right.
You
so,
can go, Tony.
like so I was there and basically it was a behavior modification program, and I deserved to be there. And so it was the last building that was still inhabited there. So all the other buildings are empty. And then this building was half burned out. Half the building was burned. And then the other half is where there's like 100 residents, male and female, ranging from maybe 14 years old to 55, 60 years old.
Wow.
And it was part of the Department of Corrections. So if you had done like 10 years, you could do your last year, like on good behavior, you could end up in this place.
Right.
And this place was so insane. When I say it was like their techniques of behavior modification, the idea was they're going to break you down and then
Right.
build you back up. and it was actually like a 2-year program. So the breakdown period was about 6 months, and by that, I mean they would humiliate you. They would kind of torture you physically in certain ways, like not like, in other words, if you had done something outside of the rules, they would put you on a metal folding chair, and you sat on that chair with your knees against a wall all day for 18 hours. They would bring you your food down. You'd have like a peanut butter and jelly for breakfast, peanut butter and jelly for lunch, and then whatever the rest of the people were eating for dinner. But your knees had to stay connected to the wall. You weren't allowed to make eye contact or talk to anybody. And then they would take your mattress and put it on the ground right next to the chair, and then you would sleep there for 6 hours, and they'd wake you up at like 5:30 in the morning, put you back in the chair. And
Jesus,
they did. Well, to be fair, they let you up 3 times a day to go to the bathroom and smoke a cigarette.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they weren't mean.
yeah. At least they cared about your cigarette.
Smoke a cigarette.
Yeah,
Huh?
smoke a cigarette.
Doesn't sound that bad.
Right? Yeah, you got 3 cigs a day.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
More
So
than we need.
they were into that kind of
Like very old school.
Yeah, it was. It would never exist in today's
Yeah.
world. In today's, like, all it would take was one leaked video from this place, and
Shut it down.
like I know somebody threatened somebody once, like in line for food, and so you were given these things called learning experiences, LEs, and so
Wow.
his LE
Clever.
was they gave him boxing gloves, and it said on one, I think I'm rough and I'm tough, and it said in reality I'm a big cream puff. And he had to wear those for like a week, and he had to wear them all the time. He had to wear them at like dinner. He had to wear them in the shower.
Like while eating.
Yeah, he couldn't. You can't take off your LE. So sometimes you had an LE that was a sign. They were big on signs around your neck. So you would have a sign that was like, "I can't deal with my feelings, and therefore I lash out at other people." Like, and you had to wear that for a week, and all sorts of things. I scrubbed a toilet for 3 days. On Christmas, I washed pots and pans all day. Like all the. It was just such an insane place.
Yeah.
But you also have a lot of personalities, and that's what I love about Orange is the New
Yeah,
Black.
that's what I was gonna say.
Is crazy eyes or red,
Yes.
or everybody has their own story, or even Oz. I was a big fan of the show Oz. Did you ever see Oz? It was an HBO
No.
show about jail.
I was
No.
too young for that when it came out.
Oh man, it's
My parents watched it.
really,
Yeah.
It's a show about jail.
yeah. It's about, I think, Oswald Penitentiary. So it's like Oz. I think that's where the name came from. But
Yeah.
it's about like a max kind of security. But what they would do is this technique where they would go back in time. Once you knew the characters, they would show you how that person ended up in jail.
Yeah.
So I think Orange is the New Black did that
Did
too.
such a great job with that.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, I won't say the majority. I'll say the majority. Over 50% of the people that I met that were incarcerated weren't bad people.
Yeah.
They were people that had addiction problems, and they did something out of their character because of their addiction.
Right.
So that's what I remember, is that when I met people who were in trouble, it was like, what are you here for? There was the people that were selling drugs or were buying drugs, which are
Right.
pretty just connected. But then there was people, I got wasted, and then I got into a fight and I got arrested for assault, or I got wasted
Yeah.
and I hit my girlfriend and I got arrested for domestic abuse. And and it was funny, you looked around and it all, I robbed because I had a habit to support, so burglary, robbery. And I realized that addiction was like the stem of 80 or 90% of the people in there.
Mhm.
Like they just were addicts.
Got messed up, were a little high or whatever, and did something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's what I mean, is that just because people are in jail, I mean, I realized, I'm like, man, half the people here are actually really good people. They have an addiction problem, and they got desperate. So they did something out of their character. So, so I want to start writing. I started writing before I forget all these things, because again, this was the late 90s.
Yeah.
And so before it gets out of my head, I just have to figure out how many names I have to change.
Right.
What legal problems I could have if
If it got out. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
like,
people's identities. Yeah.
yeah.
I know.
So
You could always tweak, like, you could, like, let's say these are the two characters, and it's like, these are their reasons they're here. It's like, just flip the reasons.
yeah, that's true.
You know? Something like that.
I could switch
Keep it
their
simple.
I could switch their first and last names.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's awesome. Though. I'm glad.
So that's really what, like, I think that's, if I know a few people that I think that could help me out as far as like in the business. Again, I'm fortunate to know a few people in LA that that are fairly big names that maybe they could help out.
Right.
At least just make some introductions. But I feel like Netflix, everyone seems that works for Netflix says they're great. They let you do what you need to do.
Right.
And again, if people liked Orange is the New Black, I think
They're gonna love
it.
this.
It's like it, but it's not jail.
Right.
Which is something different. And I've never known anybody that has lived through. I mean, for anyone that's been there and you say like Daytop, they're like, you went to Daytop?
Yeah.
You like made it through Daytop? Like, yeah. Because a lot of people were just like, F this, I'm going, send me back to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with this. This is like people screaming in my face.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited that that's going to happen because it kind of made me sad that you started off loving film and making film, and then you kind of just got away from it, which is okay.
Yeah.
Clearly you seem to be doing very well for yourself. I mean, you brought me an iced coffee.
that's true. I mean, Tony, Tony's seen my lair. He sees.
I mean, yeah, I've seen your beach house too.
Yeah.
And it's very,
It's
very
pretty
nice.
sweet,
Did you have a
dude.
good time?
I had a great
You've
time.
never been to the beach?
What are you talking about?
Which were we talking about? The beach house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first
Yeah,
time.
I said it's pretty sweet.
Oh, you've been there before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I got scared. I was like, wait a second.
It's a great
I've been there.
time.
Yeah.
Very, very. What I love about that house specifically is the wraparound porch in the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the porch goes all the
If
way
it was in
around
the front,
house.
I'd be very pissed.
That's like the hangout.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh, yeah.
always ends up in that back corner.
It is
Yeah.
the spot.
It is.
I can see
Mhm.
sunsets there. There wasn't a sunset then, but I saw it when I was looking at it. But
Yes. I would have to then thank Sweet Nancy for
hosting
she
it.
provides it. Yep.
yeah,
There are a lot of good times down there.
yeah,
Yeah.
many more to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else? Do you want to talk about anything else?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
We're gonna talk about his mustache.
Can we?
Yeah.
Many people do
His
He-
mustache.
all the time.
I mean, he always wants to shave it, but I
No.
told him he's not allowed.
I've been thinking about shaving it.
You already know what's gonna happen.
I can't come back in this
Yeah,
in the studio.
until it's back.
That's what he said.
No.
So I'll be gone for like 2 weeks and I'll see it.
You know how many people talk about his mustache? Everybody.
It doesn't. I don't go a day without someone mentioning it.
It's actually
Not
good.
even in here. Like even outside, random people.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
oh, yeah.
random.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I knew Manny before he had the beard, right? And so
Mm.
like the beard alone, like
Yeah.
people will be on sites and they'll call me and like, hey, your friend, the guy with the beard is here. Like, it becomes a thing. So I would
Mhm.
imagine it's a thing.
It is a thing.
So
What does Chuck call you?
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. Chuck Charles Roche.
yeah,
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, big time.
Big time.
Like
I mean,
Tom Selleck. Magnum PI.
You know
he
Chuck,
was,
right?
He was a sex symbol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you know Chuck?
I don't.
Charles Roche?
I don't think so.
I feel like I'll show you a photo. I feel like you would.
Okay.
He's friends with Jake and TJ and all them.
Okay.
Um,
Then maybe I do.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tony's he's a former Marine drill sergeant, shredded like a freaking god, right? Chuck,
Yes,
Chuck?
like a god. Yes,
Yeah.
like Zeus.
Come on, dude.
Yes.
Don't hate.
Greek god. No, I'm
Yeah.
not hating. I would never.
But his idol is Tony.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He does like me for some
He
reason.
loves
I
it.
do not know why.
You see,
Loves it.
because the longer you hang out with Tony, the more
you get
the more you get this.
Yes.
And I-
Oh,
Let's talk
boy.
about that.
yes.
Alfonso's.
My gut is presented by Alfonso's
Oh,
because
come
Tony
on.
keeps bringing me cheese horns.
Cheese
and-
horns, chocolate cigars,
Chocolate
cigars.
cigars are
crumb buns, rather.
yeah.
crumb bums.
Crumb bums.
I have become a crumb bum. I cannot say no to these.
Do you know what's in there?
I don't.
Oh, open it up.
All right.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Oh my God.
Don't get the table dirty now.
No, he can't. It's okay.
Very crummy.
Very crummy. Oh, we got like an eclair type thing too back by something that's loaded.
I think a donut, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't. So I walk in there. They hand me a box. I kid you not.
God, incredible. Well, listen, I that's I appreciate you doing that to me right
course.
right at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
You're welcome.
yeah.
Well, I went in there. I asked for cheese horns. I asked for 2 cheese horns. Like we don't have any left, and we know you keep coming in here asking for them. So just take this box of whatever we just gave you instead. So there it is.
So Thorne actually assists you in getting free stuff there now.
Right. Well, I give it to Thorne anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Thorne somehow, without having to go to Staten Island, has now been
no
able to get
legwork.
free
Doesn't even know who they are. They know who Thorne is.
Yeah. You know,
Free
it's
stuff.
yeah, I can't wait to actually go, but they better have cheese horns. If I make that trip,
You may have to call ahead. They're a hot button item.
No, like
they
me.
are.
I
Why
actually
wouldn't they make more?
Well, yeah.
Because they like having the, there's a lot of buzz around them. They don't have them. People line up around the corner.
I got you.
out the door.
So basically, you bring me a gift box of like the crap they don't sell.
Pretty much. Yeah, I guess
true.
so. If
They're
you think about it that way.
This is 2 days old. Give it to Anthony.
Yeah. I'll take it back. No.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I got it. I just put that closer to me real quick.
Oh my God.
You stay in that box over there. I'll be right over here. Yeah. So,
Oh man, dude.
yeah, you know what? Sometimes I actually want to come in some point with Jake.
Yeah.
I want to talk recovery.
Yeah, we can.
Because I think it's like, I think more people struggle with it than admit. But yeah, you said something to me the other day. I said something that stuck with you,
Yeah.
which I'm happy it did. But and that is one thing I do want to try to like kind of get out. I feel like, I mean, obviously we all have vices, but we all have things that waste our time, right? And I think to identify that one thing that wastes your time the most, and again, we've all gone on a Netflix binge or a YouTube wormhole, or it happens. But if you can identify that one thing that wastes most of your time, and then eliminate it, that it's so helpful. So I don't have like Instagram on my phone. So I have an Instagram account, I have a Twitter account. I don't have either of them on my phone or TikTok, not because I don't like them or they're not entertaining, but I just know that's going to waste so much of my life. For instance, then you'll never see the show on Netflix. Because
True.
I'm just gonna waste my time watching other people's lives. So,
Yeah.
what I think is great about even what you guys are doing with a podcast, or you could put that on and you could drive somewhere. You can while you're working on a project, while you're editing, you can listen to something and do that. But when you are stuck, just engaged watching, TikTok or Instagram videos, I don't want to watch other people's lives.
Yeah.
I want to have a life worth watching. But so it's kind of that, like, whatever that thing is, that one thing that consumes the most amount of your time that's not productive, that thing that you do all the time that doesn't make you any money, it doesn't make you a better person, it doesn't inspire you. It's just that kind of mindless entertainment. It's like, identify that one thing and eliminate it, because I did see, you know what I mean? I saw that change in you for that one thing that we talked about, which is like, where was your focus? And I think your focus is so right on now. You know what I mean? That, that's what I'm trying to get more students or former students to look at, is like, you're only young for a very short amount of time, in your brain, like you don't age in your brain. I still feel like I'm young. And then I see,
Well,
like,
luckily for you, you still look young.
for now. Yeah.
For now.
I mean,
No, I think
I can't grow a mustache like him though. I really can't.
No,
I tried.
I mean, only
I mean,
him and Tom.
I don't think the mustache makes me look younger. I mean, I've been told the exact opposite, actually. So,
Yeah, actually, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
whatever.
I mean,
You still have a baby.
can you edit in just like a bunch of pictures of your mustache into this?
Yeah, we can. No, we can.
Because I
Don't see
almost
why
feel
not.
bad if somebody doesn't know who you are.
I know.
They have no idea how legendary your stash is. Like, again, if your mustache had an Instagram
Yeah, Renee,
account, I
just-
would follow your mustache.
See, there we
what I mean?
go.
I would like just call it like Stosh.
We're gonna have
Stosh.
Renee do a handheld cam right now.
Oh, all right.
There we
This
go.
way we can have
Stash.
a little
See
bit
if it
more
can happen.
of Stosh.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, there he is.
That
Come on.
stash is unbelievable. It's like so thick.
Yeah.
What you don't understand is how far it's coming off his. Yes.
There you go, Renee.
God.
Yeah, it's actually, he doesn't have a top lip.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's covering my top lip.
The tongue.
Like that.
Oh,
There.
that's where it is.
Oh my God, dude. It's covering.
Wow.
You have a lip.
It is so.
Yeah.
It is so good. That's
It
why
is.
my
Appreciate
my
that,
brother
guys.
didn't recognize you. He was like,
No kidding.
he said, I didn't realize it was Tony.
Greg or
because
Duke?
Duke, because the mustache.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I said hello to him and he kind of like just
Yeah.
walked past me.
He's like, I had no idea.
I was like, wow.
He's like, I know. He was like, I didn't recognize because the stash. I'm like, oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually think that we should have just left that.
Just
the rest. Mike and I are just going to continue to talk.
Commentating his
And, yeah,
mustache.
and you'll be.
That'll be the thumbnail for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just your
sure.
stash.
Yeah, forget Thorne, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Who's
just
that guy?
Is right as cameo by stash.
I actually wanted Jake to be here for that specific reason.
Yeah.
What we were talking about earlier. But you had to get away. You're like working, and it's so hard to get you. So like once you said Tuesday, blah blah, I was just like, all right, well,
Yeah.
let's get him in here. You'd actually appreciate this. So, one thing we're going to be doing with Shu at the community theater, I'm going to, I pitched to Dr. Miller. He knows about it. Just got to get it to Bill. But the dream is live at the community theater, and me and Jake have already even written down the like one night's purpose.
Yep.
And we have 3 speakers on purpose, basically. One night's addiction, where it'd be Jake speaking, whoever, speakers. And then we even have Agent Graham for that one to close it, because he's heavily involved with he's a former DEA agent. We had him on our show.
Oh.
The Narcos guys.
Yeah.
Steve, that took down Pablo over there.
Baby Pablo.
Yeah. Paul Paps, I love what he said at the beach.
A likable
Pablo. But he's actually heavily involved right now with Sudafed. Is it Sudafed or not Sudafed? Pharmaceutical drugs and all types of drugs having fentanyl in it.
Fentanyl, yeah.
Fentanyl. So that's another thing. So we're gonna have
Like
an
knockoff
addiction night.
cough medicine, having
could be
fentanyl
cool.
on it and stuff like that. Yeah.
But
Crazy.
kind of like a TED Talks
Nice.
type of event. So
Well, yeah, I'd love to be. You know what? I feel like downtown Fairfield is back. It was weird just seeing that building just like with like cracked
Yeah.
glass and boarded up for so long was weird. And Sacred Heart's done such a great job with it. Like
Sacred Heart
It's-
took over.
it is. It's
Do
unbelievable.
you remember? I mean, for me,
Unbelievable.
I know for you, definitely, for sure, Fairfield U it was like the school, like you in this area. Like
course.
obviously, Sacred Heart was, whatever. But even when I was growing up, it was laughable to go to Sacred Heart, almost like in that sense. And now it's like Fairfield U got trapped with their campus.
Yeah.
They can't, expand at all, and they had the opportunity to get the theater.
So weird. It's right.
Sacred
It's
Heart.
right down there.
Right
It's like
there.
the iconic. I think if you Google Fairfield,
It's that.
it's always the picture of the community.
Yeah.
Because that is that long standing. It's either the gazebo or the community.
Mhm.
But I really, and I've been to like all these college campuses. I cannot say that I've been to one that is prettier than Sacred Heart's campus.
Yeah.
I mean, every building is new. I mean, the landscaping, the layout, it is the most beautiful place. And right, like you said, now it's just huge with West Campus,
Mhm.
and now they're building this hockey arena there. They have done such an amazing job. And
Yeah.
I'm fortunate to know, one of the trustees really well, and they are so passionate about it. And he's not an alumni, and he's
Oh,
just-
wow.
they are so passionate and good at getting people to see that vision that they have, that they just keep building. I mean, it's just
Every
gets
month.
better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel fortunate, and you know how it is, when you walk in that building that we're in, I think it breeds creativity. If you're a creative person, it's just like, right, here's the studio A, here's
Oh.
studio B, here's the podcasting room, here's
Yep.
the VR. Like, it's just like all of it is right there. Whatever you want to do, it's at your fingertips.
Yeah.
But you got to do it.
Yeah.
So
And I love that about Sacred Heart. And I also love you guys are people of your words. Like you always said, once you graduate from here, you're always welcome back, and you're still fam. Like you could use whatever you want. Whatever you need, we're here for you. You guys really have answered that beyond anything I could even think of, which is crazy, to think about.
well, we're all banking on you guys to become famous. So
We're trying.
yeah, you know what I mean? We're just in it for like the free tickets to the Lakers games. And you guys get like, like when I'm like 60 or something, I'll be like, oh yeah, no, I know Mike Theophil.
Yeah.
Me and Anthony go way back.
Yeah. No one calls you Anthony. That's actually funny.
Just my family.
Tony.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
Drop my gun.
No, it's okay.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, it's a little pistol.
I didn't know what I was walking into, you know? I mean, it is good. You're in like the brightest light, and then you open the door here, and it's pitch black, and there's 2 cameras in your face.
I know.
Yeah, I felt like, what was that? You feel like you're on one of those, like when the Eyewitness News is like investigating like the shabby cleaners, you know, like you open the door and they're like,
Oh, no.
sir, what do you say about, you know, and you're just like,
Oh, when you came in from the front.
yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
when
funny.
you come in here because it's so bright out there.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
then it's dark
Yeah.
in that little.
And then just that one hallway, right? You come in.
But yeah.
I mean, Renee almost caught like
A
a chop right to the neck. I was like, you know, never sneak up on a ninja. You know what I mean? And she was there. And if I didn't see that lens, I would have thought, you know,
Who is this?
yeah, you know. So lucky for Renee, I spotted the mustache, and then I was like, okay,
Okay.
I'm in friendly
There we go.
territory. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, this place is cool though. It's the Knowlton, by the way. It's called the Knowlton. The Knowlton. Yeah.
it's cool.
It's
Yeah.
been here for a while, I guess. 10 years now. Have you ever been to Harborview Deli?
Yeah.
So the
You ever wait an hour for a sausage, egg, and cheese?
Yo, seriously. Make sure you get double egg though.
Great place.
Yeah, no, it is. Great place. A very good place to hang out. And not eat. But anyway, I digress. But the owner of that place, we found out was one of the original owners of this building.
Hmm.
There was like 9 people that owned this building, and we wanted to have him come on the Dream is Free, and he said he won't step foot in this building because he lost so many years and money here.
Wow.
You know, it's tough,
Well, that's
especially in this area. It's tough.
Yeah.
You got to like have so much money to keep it going.
oh yeah.
You know.
But I think that's what you do see. And I guess I'm somewhere in the middle of it. Is that you get to certain points, and you do. I think the only thing you regret is wasting time. Right. So
Mhm.
somebody asked me recently, how much money would you give to be 18 again? And what's odd is that everyone's answer is very different for that. But for me, I was like, yeah, all of it. Like all of it. I can make. You can always make money.
Yeah.
Like, but you can't get back that energy or you. And that's why, like, you know, that's really, I think, what I want to do with all the students or again, people in your age set, which is like, this is the greatest time of your life. You're never going to have the youth, the energy, and the smarts. Like, you know, when you're in high school, you got the energy, but you're not
Yeah.
smart,
Yeah.
you know,
Reacting off emotions.
Right. You have no life experience. When you're older, you have a lot of life experience, but you don't necessarily have the energy that you want, the time that you want. You know, so like you guys are in that wheelhouse of like, now is such a great time to, you know, to make your moves and make your dreams realities. And like, you know, I see it for you guys, and you guys have you have the right drive, the right passion, the right focus. And, you know, if anything, you know, you ever need some inspiration or help or anything, you know, you guys are great, and you've been a huge part of my life. And, you know, I can't wait to see what's next. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, we definitely do need your help. Yeah, for sure.
All the time.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean,
Yeah. You need me to get like Ricky Fowler in here or something?
yeah,
What do you want?
I mean
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
That
I
was-
mean,
I mean, if you want to, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. You're going to shove a bunch of cameras in his face right
away.
He's like totally
I feel like
blind.
Renee was kind of like
No,
in
no.
the distance, but maybe not.
No. I think it's great. Actually, I think it's great. I really do.
you're gonna love this. We do a little intro and everything, and so
I got you.
I guess Mike
Music.
didn't tell you that there's going to be cameras in your face.
no, I didn't. Did not.
No, I would have, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm also carrying Mike coffee. It seems a bit backwards.
I know,
The
I know,
guest
I
is
know.
bringing
Yeah,
the
that's a very
host
good
coffee.
point,
Well, we
actually.
did give you a shirt and
Yes.
baked goods.
I don't know. The
Baked
baked goods alone are
goods.
great. The shirt is great.
I gave him
Yeah.
a nighttime shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was XL. I really didn't. I thought it was like a medium large. I don't know why Mike would give us an XL.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Yeah,
say.
who do you know that wears an XL?
You.
Yeah.
You were here for that.
Well, you know, I mean, people think I'm bigger than I am. Again, because
I mean, we saw him at the
Pythons,
beach with his
yeah.
shirt off. You know, he was looking pretty yoked. And Paul Paps, dude. And you know what? I knew he was looking bigger because when I went to compliment him, he was like making jokes. You know, how he always does. And his wife's just like, Dana. Dana
Nice.
said, "Thank you,
Name drop.
thank you." Dana was like, "Just accept the compliment." You've been working hard. I was like, I knew it. You have been working out.
Yeah.
You have been. Tony has too, by the way. He's been
I have
playing
been working out.
rugby. You know
Yeah.
he's been playing rugby?
Yeah.
Did I tell you?
He helped me move one night.
Oh, yeah. After
Oh,
rugby.
it's right after practice because for
Oh.
some reason, no. I
He-
told Thorne when he first asked me to move, I was like, "Oh, I practice Tuesday nights and Thursday nights," and so far he's 2 for 2 with hitting me up on Thursday night at like 10:30.
I was ready to go Monday, but I'm like, let me hold back until Tuesday because I wanted to see the whole. He's like covered in mud.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
It was the rain practice too. It was
Oh,
pouring,
was
raining
it?
at practice. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you shared this. Part of his contract when he worked at the university was he demanded gym time.
You
Oh, it's
did?
right. Yeah.
It
when
was
I
like
freelancing for the
Yeah.
basketball games.
that was one of the he was like, okay, like we got the money like dialed in,
Kind of.
and then we got you got paid. Sorry, but we worked. we agreed to a number, yeah, and then we got the hours dialed in. But then he was like, but I need to work out or I'm gonna go nuts. So working him into a gym during COVID, that was difficult. But he demanded it was part
It was
of
hard,
his rider.
dude,
It was
yeah.
part of his rider. He's like, I can't. I need it.
I need some gym time, dude.
Yeah.
Love it.
So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's great.
It is.
Good time.
So what do you got going on for the rest of the day?
Oh, big day. Well, I got to get everything because I'm about to leave for 3 weeks. So,
What is that? So, give the viewers a little sneak peek of what that's like for you.
what
The getting ready, how long, like how many clothes do you bring? Or do you just buy clothes there and leave them for the
Right.
friggin-
Do you meditate on the way? Like, is there,
Are you
like
afraid of planes?
a,
Are
is
you
there a
excited about
shrine?
planes?
Yeah.
I
I mean, you got to love to fly, right?
yeah. I mean, if you don't like flying,
Yeah.
you're in the
Yeah,
you're,
right,
yeah,
like,
you're
what
in
is
the-
going
you're
on?
hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, and you touched on it earlier. What's great is you get all the perks of. So right, somebody they reach out to you. Hey, give us your flight request. Unless it's unreasonably high, they're going to book whatever flight that you want to book. Right. So you get all those points, all those miles, whatever it may be. So and again, it's not because like you're cool or anything, but you go right. I want to go to the airport. I go to the Delta Sky Club. I hang out there. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the deal. And then you get usually 50% of the time you're sitting in like the Delta One where you lie down flat. Or,
Oh,
like I could
What?
never, yeah, like,
He said
because
what?
you fly so much that you get upgraded.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I have spent no money on it.
yeah.
You do get those perks, Marriott points, right? You like check in, you're in a place for 14 days, you rack up these points or nights, or you're like a Hertz Gold member, so you get all of those benefits. You get Hilton points and all. You don't pay for any of that. So yeah, you get, and then at the end of the year you can fly around free with your
With the
points.
points, yeah.
And you're I'm a platinum member, again, just by miles, and that's not it's just by the
The nature of the jobs.
Yeah.
fortunate, right, that these companies, Viacom is great, and ESPN, which is Disney, has been
Yeah.
great, and then I've worked a ton, right, mostly with NBC. It's it really is, it's great because even if I talked about this with somebody, even if you don't like your boss, that's your boss for a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just that show's
Yeah.
production manager or tech manager,
Mhm.
or and then the next week you're onto something. So it's not, you don't even have those long standing. I think like when, again, people work in offices, if you have that conflict with somebody, you have to see that conflict 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and it goes on and on and on. But this is like, if you're on site and you have a problem with somebody,
It's like, whatever.
you make it through the
I'm
week.
going to see you next
Right.
week.
You're right. You do the show, and then
Tony.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Tony, right?
see me forever.
Calling me out.
Yeah. So I mean, those are the good parts. So I always overpack.
You do. I was going to say, are you a
Oh,
light packer or
really?
not?
Because like,
Would have never
why?
guessed.
because I don't like to
But you do dress suave. That's what it is.
Untuck
Tony.
it.
He does. This is the least dressed up that I've ever seen him, besides
Yeah,
the beach.
I came. No, yeah. I wanted to.
Like beef casual.
Yeah, because I've seen some of the show, so I was like, he's gonna wear a t-shirt, so I got to wear a t-shirt.
Wow.
Well, I actually though, my mom would be proud.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Don't break anything.
I wore khakis.
Oh,
I usually don't. They know.
He usually wears like tight sweatpants.
tight. Which emphasis on the tight?
Emphasis on the tight.
Yeah,
They
I
are
noticed.
Peter Pan
Yes.
collection.
Mid-calf socks over the sweatpants.
Over the
too.
sweatpants. Yeah.
It's quite the ensemble.
You missed it. You missed out this winter, Thorne.
Oh my goodness. And it's the
But
same
yeah.
pants every day.
No.
Same pants.
It's not true.
Maybe like a 3 shirt rotation,
That's right. No, he's right.
a 2 sweatshirt rotation, but they're both red for some reason.
They are.
But he does have different socks every day. I'll give him that.
I do, and they are cool. And on top of that, it's not like I'm wearing the same sweatpants. Don't say it like that to the viewers. I have multiple. I'm like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Where it's like you open up my closet and it's like the same.
Yeah, no, that's actually,
That's all right.
you know, when you realize, right, that was Steve Jobs' thing, is that like the guy literally
Didn't wanna
just
worry
didn't
about-
have time,
right.
right? And it's like, and that there is something to be said about that.
Thank you, Thorne.
It's like when I see somebody that's in perfect shape,
Yeah.
right, I realize that
They have no life. I'm
like
joking.
they either are a trainer or they have way too much free time. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like I would like to look like that too, but I also got like way too many things that I can't go there 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, it's just barely, you know. So it's same thing when I see people dressed always, I'm thinking they have more free time than I do because they are really putting a lot of thought and effort
Mhm.
into this.
Mhm.
Like I want to get out the door and go. So but I do overpack because I don't like to do laundry in hotels. So a lot of people I
Mm.
know, if they're doing 3 or 4 week runs,
Oh.
they're like, oh, I can't go out tonight because I'm doing laundry.
You
And
can't
then,
send it off?
and then you can, but you know, then you're also at the mercy of you're in a town,
Yeah.
you're in a city that you've never used, and so you just Google someplace, and it's like, oh, it's
Oh,
we
like-
are the
like-
best
it's
in
a,
town.
It's a fold and wash.
Don't some hotels have a wash and dry
Yeah, but
service
he's
though?
saying
They do, but then you have to like go into the room,
wait.
and then like they could all just be jammed. So like you find yourself
Oh.
at 1 a.m. waiting for like a dryer, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not into that. That happened one of the very first shows I did. There was like a 23-story hotel, and they had like one laundry room, and I
Ooh.
found myself at 3 a.m. I had to set an alarm to get up to like
Do
get
that
into the
before.
laundry room before work, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. So I
Yeah.
like 2 bags, you know, just check them, fly them.
Do they pay for your extra bags?
Well, you can expense them,
reimburse,
but if
yeah.
you're platinum, you can take as many. You can take like 3 bags.
Tony.
Pardon me.
Yeah, you
Yes.
peasant.
Damn.
Mm. You know, once this happened, if you're like a diamond member, they will. If you're late for your flight, they will bring a Porsche. This happened to me one time. So plane pulled up. We were a little bit delayed, and then a Porsche comes up, and they have a stairwell that goes out of the back of that jetway. They got at the time it was me and my wife at the time. They got us off the plane. They bring us down on a Porsche, and then they drive you in the airport on the like runway around to your other jet, which they were holding the flight for us. And then we went up this little staircase and got directly on. And I didn't know that they
Holy
normally
crap.
do that for diamond members.
So you had like a connecting
If you have a
flights.
close connection,
Right.
Yep. And they so they fished our bags. It was the craziest thing ever. I was like, I didn't know they did this. So there are specific Porsches.
See, like, there's things in life
Yeah.
that we just don't know about.
Didn't know.
because we're not rich enough.
I don't think I'll ever know about that.
No.
one.
If somebody who's watching that is a Delta person, they would be like, oh yeah, like the diamond members.
It's
they
like I'm
know.
the Porsche driver.
They
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it was the craziest. You feel like you're in some kind of weird alternate reality
And
because
you're a movie star.
yeah, like literally they came and got us before everyone was off the plane, and you're going instead of walking.
You go out the back,
There's a staircase that's like out the back of that.
and everyone's like, "Who are they?"
Yeah,
I would be cursing that man, dude.
I know,
Oh my
right?
God.
That's what,
This
They'd be
plane
cursing
was
at him.
held up for this guy?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I
Who
mean, look
is
out the
this
window,
guy?
seeing this Porsche pull up, and I'm like,
yeah, you're like, huh? And you're like, yeah. It was it was good. So I don't know, you know, it's only happened one time, but that's an interesting feeling. You're like, oh, this is odd, you know.
It's cool though.
Yeah, you know,
Definitely an
it's like
experience.
it's like fun, but
Yeah,
yeah. Is Tony directing something back there?
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm trying to get something going on, but it's all right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're trying to get a dope
Trying
shot.
to get a nice shot of Thorne, but it's okay.
That's a tough thing to do.
Right
You have
there.
to, we
Renee,
have to
you're
turn
hot.
some of these. We have to
Oh,
turn some of
yeah,
these
dude.
lights
There it
on.
is.
We have to turn
Please.
some. Let me
No,
see.
you look fine. Look at that
Uh,
handheld. This is
oh, yeah.
this is Thorne Renee's tryout right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we got some handheld people in the building.
Oh yeah.
So,
You're good. But yeah.
We need headsets.
I don't know.
again.
Anything else, bro?
no. Like I said,
We'll
this
talk-
was
yeah.
good. Let's do it again.
Yes. Next time you're back.
I'd love to come in and talk about life stuff.
Yes.
You know, like
yes.
you know, I find my job interesting. I find teaching to be more. That's where, like I said, that to me is what kind of keeps the energy up.
Mhm.
I love all the traveling. I love the
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
I love the excitement of the job. But also, if that's all I did, I think I would feel a little empty. It's
Mhm.
going to that
It's a
place.
purpose right here.
Yeah, and really like, because it's great, man. When people get jobs, they call you, they text you, they thank you, you know, and some people have stayed in touch for years, you know what I mean? A decade, like every time they make a move to a different station, a different network, a different, you know, they stay in touch, and it really makes all the difference. I mean, even if it's like a 4-sentence email, people will say, hey, I can't thank you enough. I mean, that's the kind of stuff, as cliche and cheesy as it sounds, it's like, that's what you do it for. You know what I mean? No one's getting rich, as far as I know, no one's getting rich in education, right? It's really that, like when people thank you, you know, and this is 6 years later, people like, I can't thank you enough. You gave me my start or whatever. It's like, you know, you did it all. But those little emails, you know, those kind of things help. So
no, I mean, you're definitely the guy to do it. I mean, I mean, right?
I couldn't think of anyone else I'd be emailing, you know, thanking them.
When you met Thorne, you didn't, you know, when you met Thorne, weren't you like, you know, this is someone I'm going to listen to? You know why?
First impression?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I was an undergrad.
were you?
Oh, you were too
When
young.
I first met you, I think I was a junior.
You would have been too young to understand the GOAT.
Because I was hanging around with,
That's you.
I think because it was, oh wait, no, maybe, I don't know. Might have been my beginning of senior year. And I was like, whoa, man, like that guy, like, he's way too cool. Like, he probably doesn't really care about this at all, you know? Like, he's like clocking in, clocking out. He's here for like 2 months out of the year.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's
He
true.
probably doesn't care about students.
No, yeah.
I care. You're right about the amount of time I spend there.
No, but when he is there for those 2 months, it's like he's there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Like,
and they're
literally
important though. They're like
24 hours a day, he's doing something for
you do know that, right? I mean, I'm the last person in that building, and I'm the first person. You know, when we do production,
he said, I'm the last person in that building, and I'm the first one out.
no, I'm first one back. No, first one back.
I know. I'm just teasing you. I'm
like,
just teasing you.
Yeah, that's my policy.
Yeah.
Be late, leave early. No, but you know what? What I think is good is that I've always had people in my life that I look up to, right? That I like the way that they live, and I look up to, and I think that is important. You know, I don't think you want to be like the pinnacle of. I mean, you know, I think you want to have a friendship group that strives to do the same things that you do, as far as just, you know, where they want to take their life. But it's always good. There are plenty of people in my life that I look at the way they live, and I just look at the, you know, not the things they have, like material things, just what they have as an overall picture. It could include material things, but what they have, their whole
How
deal.
they're feeling, like internally and everything. Yeah.
You know, and it's good to have those people, because I'm always trying to get somewhere better, or trying to, and I think that's a good thing. I think if you feel like you're there, or you're the shit, or you're, you know, you've made it, that's a bad place to be,
right?
You know, because then you can't learn anything, and you can't, you know, and that's, you know, there's still plenty of things that I want to do that I haven't done. I still make tons of mistakes. I still, you know, you still do things, you know, stone sober that you regret, you know, that doesn't stop that. It's just, do you learn anything from it? You know, so I do believe in keeping people around you that at least there's something about their life that you're like, yeah, I want that. I want that feeling, or I want that, something that they have going on. And it could be different things from different people, you know?
Right.
So
Yep.
You know,
like that dude's really fucking zenned out. Like, he's never stressed. I want that. Yeah.
Exactly.
How are you like that?
Like, he might live in an Adobe hut. You know, I don't want to live there, but I do want his peace.
Yes,
his
exactly.
inner peace, or right. And that's the thing. I think it's almost like your parents. Like, you know, when that moment you realize your parents aren't perfect, right? But you know, the idea is that you can take the best from both of your parents. So you could take the best traits from your mother, the best traits from your father, or the best traits from, you know, this friend, or best traits from your brother, you know, and you could say, right, I want to aspire to be those things. The other stuff,
I could do without.
Exactly. Right. You just realize, right, everybody is, you know, is imperfect, but you can see the best part in everybody, and like take that. And that's, again, it's like how you craft what you're going to be. So I explain this to people all the time. You know, I used to speak at like high schools, and I was like talking to 17-year-olds, and I was like, all right, so 5 years ago, you were 12. Do you think you are wiser now at 17 than you were at 12? You know, and every hand in the room went up. And it's like, whoever you are now, what are you, 20, like 7?
29.
29. Okay. You look younger.
Thank you.
But, you know, at 35, right, you're going to be a different person.
Yeah.
As weird as that is, right?
No, yeah.
And then at 40, you're going to be, and so that idea that
I saw a meme, and you'll like it. It's of a caterpillar and a butterfly, and they're looking at each other having coffee. And then one person says to him, the other, to the butterfly, "You've changed."
Mhm.
And he goes, the butterfly to the caterpillar is like, "We're supposed to."
yeah,
You know what I mean? You're supposed to grow. You're not supposed to be the same person.
absolutely.
Sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
No, that's, I mean, and that's, I think that people get so into like they think, oh, this is who I am.
Mhm.
That's not
I
the
hate
case.
that.
That's not the
bullshit.
case.
I know.
You know,
I hate when people, the old cliche of like, oh, you know, that person's that way. They can never change. Like, no, it's not true. People can change.
Right.
All the time.
Do they want to?
Yeah,
change?
exactly. Yeah,
It's a want
they
to.
don't want to.
So, I mean, I'll ask actually, because I think Tony and I have spent enough time together.
Oh, boy.
Tony, what do you think is one of my weaknesses? And I'd be
Desserts.
Totally honest.
A weakness? I mean, I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, you definitely, I don't want to toot your own horn there, but I mean, I don't think you have many weaknesses. I would say one is that you're maybe, which sometimes is a weakness, could be a strength, but you're, I guess very much a perfectionist.
Okay.
In the means of, maybe something that should take relatively quick. You're just like, like real super like anal about it.
Right. Like grind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing again. So people can be like, oh yeah, he's like super anal about like that desk.
Right.
That we're constructing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Where-
desk,
Oh, the
yeah.
one from the summer? Oh my God.
Where-
I had to hear
Poor
about it.
guy. Yeah, of course.
Oh, it's like a 400-pound desk.
Yeah.
No, so
That almost crushed us too.
it's true. It fell. We almost lost a student. I think it came pretty close. But that's so you take that as an example. Like like that is a control thing, right? Where some people are like, oh, he's really anal about that. But that's just the way he is. That's not. That's something that again, it's like I could learn to let go in the sense. If someone's helping you out, how about just appreciate them helping you out and not grind them to pieces about making every single detail perfect.
Yeah.
Now, I would say, I mean, the easiest one for me is time management. Like I try to squeeze too much into a day. So, and then what happens is that I'm late. So I was going to say like my punctuality, like it's like a known thing. And that's the thing. If people just go, oh, well, that's his, if that's his thing, it's not. In other words, I can do better.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things, even today.
I feel like I can do so much in one day. So I try to cram it all in because I can, I feel but then it's like you said, the contractor's late. You can't control other things. And then it's like, fudge.
Right. But like if I was supposed to be here at noon, what I should have done was just told the contractor at 3:00, I should be done. So we'll do it then. Right. But I was like, oh no, we can slam it all. So, that's the thing, is not accepting your faults as just, oh, that's who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way I'm made. It's like, so, I'm a huge believer, just like, those are all correctable things. And again, you can't do it all at once, but pick that thing that people point out to you the most. If it's, you know what I mean? If it's your mustache, if it's the rugby shirts,
Oh, God, dude.
It's
What do you want from me? Okay, I have a lot of rugby shirts.
Well, you play rugby. That's what's acceptable, is that you play rugby.
Yeah, it's not like I don't play anymore. I'm still wearing my Fairfield Ludlow basketball T-shirt or something.
Who does that?
You do.
When?
You wear it often.
When?
It's a gray shirt with the blue writing. Yes, you
Oh,
wear it.
that's so you just know Ludlow's colors, you dummy.
No, I don't. Isn't it blue and white?
I don't have a Ludlow shirt.
Yes, you do.
I really don't. I wish I did. Anyway, I have
fibber. You're a
UB. I have
fibber.
UB
You're a
gear.
fibber.
I do have UB gear, but I don't rock it because just not a hooper anymore.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Just a regular dude.
You're NARP, as they say, actually.
Oh, non-athletic regular person.
I've never heard that before.
Really?
No,
I
yeah.
feel-
I mean, it's because I call him that, but
It's ironic because I'm not, and you are.
well, technically, yes, you're right. Oh man,
Well, dude, this has been it's been a really good time.
It has.
Actually, this has just been fun. I mean,
How many
And that's
appointments
what
have you
this is.
missed during this time?
I know you
Have you-
I have. There's someone coming over at 3:30. I don't even know what time is it.
I think it's 4:30. No, it's 2:22.
Oh,
Perfect. Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, we like my brother. He'll tell you this. I threw my phones on the ground. I did it for him because no phones on the Dream is free. It's one of his number one rules.
Really?
Yeah, you're not allowed to have your phone out unless you're the producer.
I'm
over
pretty
there.
sure one episode he had his phone on the table.
No, he had it flipped.
Oh.
He doesn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
I was just asking.
See,
you know?
I thought about doing that. I thought about flipping it just so you could see it vibrating to see
Right.
how many people were trying to get in touch with me.
Oh, we're all
And it's
very
just like
impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually
Goes off
just,
the table.
yeah. It's
Um,
just my Untuck It.
Oh, geez.
Like
Spokesman.
promos hitting
Yeah.
my email 17 times a day. Yeah.
All right. But before we go, we ask this for everybody that comes on. What's one book that you could recommend to someone? Or if you're reading
Thorne
one,
doesn't read.
or, I'm sure he's read a book in his life.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Or if there's one book you are reading right now, which apparently to Tony you don't read. So a book in your past then.
I'm
Are you
gonna
reading
go.
anything?
I'm gonna go very random. There was a book. So when College Humor started, it was a lot, I think, more different than. I mean, I don't really keep up with them now, but I think they were almost like an early version of
Barstools? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, with like little. It was the whole vibe and everything. So
yeah.
there was these two guys, Jake and Amir, that used to do this like little series called Jake and Amir. But
Clever.
You don't
yeah.
say.
It was a lot of fun. It was a very, if you ever catch one,
Yeah.
they're these little like shorts and they're just, but I believe they co-authored a book, maybe with it was just by the College Humor staff. It's called Faking It. And it's a really funny book. It's for people that have just graduated college. And it's about how to fake your way that you're being an adult, but it gives you really sound advice. But it's the only book I've read where I've been on a plane and I've been like in tears. I've been like
Laughing.
crying.
Oh yeah.
Like I was laughing
I
so
love
hard.
that.
And people
I
are
love
like
that.
turning around
so
and looking
weird.
at me
Yeah.
because it is so funny. It talks just about like the pitfalls of IKEA and like, it does such a good job about like if you have no money, this is how you're gonna have to live to fake like you're an adult when you still, because you are told that all right, you finished college, so
Yeah.
you should be acting a certain way.
Yeah.
But you're still like, no, but I still feel like this. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's that you're in this weird limbo period, especially like if you just graduated college.
Yeah.
Right. As being an undergraduate advisor, you're always faced. I see this look of fear right in their eyes, and
You
it's
just did it.
they're like,
was good.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like they're always excited, right? And they're like, oh, I can't wait to leave. I can't wait to. And then it's April, and they're like, there's this moment, and it's that realization. Since you've been in kindergarten,
It's over.
you've always known where you're going to be in September. I mean,
Mhm.
literally since you were 5 years old,
Mhm.
every September you're going to be first grade, second grade. So, you go to middle school, you go to high school, and then even in high school, you're like, it's just which college are you going to?
Right.
You're just choosing between your colleges, and here's my first choice, here's my second choice, here's my safety. You've always known for 12, 13 years, 16 years, right, where you are going to be in September. It's just like, and then for the very first time, it's that, wait a second. I don't know what comes next. I don't know, exactly where I'm going to be next fall. And so it's so funny. Everyone's in such a rush to leave college. And I don't know why. College is the greatest place ever.
Mhm.
I mean, you get to learn and you get to hang out with your friends, and there's like 2,000 people of the opposite sex, like everywhere. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then like you go out in the world and like, you're like, oh, wait, what happened? Like, why did I want to leave this place?
Yeah.
This place was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was like fed and I didn't have rent.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everyone wants to leave for some reason. So it's that idea. So I guess to get back to the original question, there's a book called Faking It. I don't know, I still own it, but it's really funny for people that are just kind of entering the world. To me, it's like it's one of the only books I've ever read that I was laughing out loud. I reread it a couple of times, just the way it's written. It's like very much in that Barstool kind of, it was authored by young people that are speaking to young people just about like, how do we do this shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we supposed to do? Because
Yeah.
we're kids and we're trying to act like adults
Yeah.
and everything. So,
And actually, this will segue really good to really end it. Our last one is, if you could give advice to a young you, what would you give? What would you say? What would you give?
What would you give?
What would you give?
how young?
18.
Whew. I would have told me to avoid daytop. I would have been like, they're going to try to mess with your brain. No.
All right. How about like 21? 21.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be you. It could be just a young.
Yeah, just a young. No, it would be about wasting time.
Yes, there we go.
That's what it would really be. Just don't waste. Well, you know the advice I'd give. I mean, I can, I don't want to give that away though.
No, that's just
too
for
good.
the that's for the select few.
Of course,
Yes.
it's too good. But that idea of, to
Maybe one day you'll know.
there's a couple things. One, I mean, don't ever take yourself too seriously.
Yes.
The idea is everybody I know that is cool, they don't think they're cool. They're just actually cool. Everyone I know that thinks they're cool, they aren't. If you meet somebody, one time a guy got my face and he's like, "I'm crazy." And right then I knew he wasn't crazy, because crazy people have no idea they're crazy. They'll just grunt at you and then start swinging. But like fake crazy people, like, "Oh, bro, I'm crazy." Like if you say that, I know that you're not crazy. At all, right? You're just
get out of my face.
soft.
Here's a breath mint.
You're soft as an Alfonso's eclair.
Sponsor drop.
I would be like, don't take yourself too seriously. Like, but for me, it's don't waste time. Time is the only commodity. Like, again, you can always make money. You can always, buy different furniture, buy clothes. You can always change your hair. The one thing you can't get back is time, so just time is such a precious commodity. And that's the one thing you look back on, I think, that you regret. I don't think you regret the love that you had that you lost, or you regret, that place that you went and it didn't work out, but you learned something. You regret wasting time because you just can't get it back. So if you can identify, these are the things that waste my time, cut that shit out, and then, because then you won't have regret. You won't look back and go, "Oh, I wasted 3 years doing."
I know. Awesome. And that's honestly where we're going to leave off. If you ever need to find Brian Thorne, go to Sacred Heart Community. Sacred Heart Community.
Ooh, Sacred Heart Community.
I'm thinking
Theater.
about Hoosie and Sacred Heart and combining them. Sacred Heart University. He doesn't go on social media, so don't contact him there. Hopefully you can find him there if you ever need advice. Like I said, he helped me get to school. He took me on a personal tour. So I'm sure he'll do the same for all you other students out there. I'm not any different. But thanks, Professor Thorne. I really appreciate you, dude.
No, it's been amazing. It's a really great place. It's conducive to good talking.
Yeah, that's all we wanted to do, is make an environment, like you said, that's clean. Because you said if it's professional and clean, people are going to feel way more comfortable being here and being able to, Agent Graham, for example. Shout out Agent Graham. He's like Downtime's stepdad. Honestly, he said he shared stuff with Jake and I on The Dream Is Free that he hasn't even told his wife in 30 years. It's crazy. I know. It's just stuff that's deep stuff. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on, guys. Please subscribe, follow us, help us out here, huh? Throw us a bone, everybody. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.